All right. Hello, everyone. May we have your attention? We'd like to call the, we don't have a gavel here, but order in the court. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call your attention to the Policy Committee regular meeting agenda for today. I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Roll call.
Clerk, would you do roll call, please?
Yes. Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Sailors?
Here.
Director Clark?
Aye.
Thank you,
I
all
mean, here.
present.
Present here. Next, we go to public opportunity to discuss matters of public interest within committee scope, including items on or not on the agenda. Do we have anybody?
I have no public comment cards. Anyone in the audience wishing to make a public comment? Or if you're on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature. No public comments. Thank you.
Hearing none. Let's move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I'll move the consent agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second.
Great. Director Sailors?
Aye.
Director Wood?
Aye.
Director Clark?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All right. Next, we move quickly on to, actually, we have one action item, and that's Board Policy 01.024.02, Fraud, Theft, and Corruption Policy, which the last time it was revised was 2005. So we are,
Fine.
it's about due. All right. And to do that presentation, we will have Chief Human Resources Officer Melissa Maddox. Welcome.
Good evening, directors, Chief
Mhm.
House.
Mhm.
I'm Melissa Maddox, the Chief Human Resource Officer. And as you stated tonight, we're bringing forth the Fraud, Theft, and Corruption Policy 01.024.02. And you're correct, it has not been updated in quite a while. But as I mentioned last time, this is one of those policies that's it's not necessarily wrong. It's one that we wanted to clean up and update and mainly as a placeholder, because there are some other policies that we're working on right now that are actual changes to the policy and the procedures that we're working with 522 on. So we're hoping to have at least one of those ready for you at the next policies committee. So in the meantime, we figured let's grab one from the bottom that just needs some revisions and cleanup and bring it to you tonight. So
it was mainly just little language changes.
right,
No real
big
policy shift.
changes,
Yeah,
just
nothing big.
updating it.
Right.
So the fraud, theft, and corruption policy supports values that promote responsibility and respect the property of others. The district expects all employees, service providers, and others working in and around the district facilities and property to conduct themselves honestly and fairly in all dealings. The district is committed to the prevention, deterrence, detection, and investigation of all forms of fraud, theft, and corruption. The policy establishes employee responsibilities for safeguarding district property and reporting suspected fraud, theft, corruption, or other misconduct involving district property or operations. The policy is intended to promote honesty and ethical conduct, protect district property and assets, promptly detect suspected misconduct, ensure allegations are investigated appropriately and efficiently, and ensure proper resolution of reported incidents, including referral to law enforcement agencies when appropriate. Employees play an important role in identifying and reporting suspected fraud, theft, or corruption and other irregularities involving district personnel, operations, or property. Employees who become aware or reasonably suspect misconduct should report or notify their immediate supervisor. The policy applies to all district employees and board members. And as I said earlier, there's no significant changes in the policy. It's really just some cleanup, bring it forth to today's world, I guess. It also reinforces that retaliation against any employees who report suspected misconduct in good faith or participates in any investigation is prohibited. There is one before we bring it to full board, there is one change I would like to add that we didn't notice until after we submitted it to Marnie. If you recall back in February of 2022, or I'm sorry, February 22nd of this year, not 2022. We sent out a bulletin announcing our new confidential employee complaint line. It used to just be a sexual harassment complaint line, but we changed it to be any kind of complaint. So it covers harassment, sexual harassment, hostile work environment, bullying, workplace violence, workers' comp fraud, policy violations, workplace safety issues, or any other workplace complaints, which would include any of the things that are discussed in this policy. So what we realized was we probably need to put this information for the complaint line in the policy as well. Even though we know this bulletin came out, this is also the bulletin. We also made flyers, so those flyers are also posted in all of the district stations and district properties. So hopefully employees will get familiar of at least walking by and seeing the flyer that we made. But we figured it'd be better to be in the policy as well. So I do, with your recommendation, I'd like to add that to the policy, the confidential complaint line before I bring it to full board.
Okay.
But if there's any other questions about the policy, I'd be happy to answer them. This is a board policy, so like I said, it does need your approval and recommendation to move to the full board.
So in essence, you want to table it until,
I'm hoping I can just put that information in there with your recommendation and bring it to the next
Or an-
full
okay,
board. Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, it won't change the policy at all. It's just adding
Yeah, right, it's just
confidential
an addition,
information
right,
to.
not a
yeah.
case,
Yeah.
not an addition.
Mr. Chair, I'd move the matter as amended by Ms. Maddox.
You need a second? Okay.
Okay.
Indeed.
Director Sailors, Director Wood,
Yes.
Director Clark.
Right.
Thank you. Motion passes to add the complaint line information to the policy before bringing it to the full board.
Thank you
Well,
very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maddox. With that, we will adjourn this meeting, and the next meeting date will be June 11th of this year, 2026.